Okay, so today is very exciting because we get to learn a new note. And it's not a key on the piano, it's actually a new note. It looks like a donut. And I have it on my sheets. I'm going to show it to you in a second. Okay, so let's get into the lesson so we can learn all about the whole note. Okay, so who's paid attention to what's happening at the top of page 10? You'll see there that it says whole note, and there's this round donut-shaped note. So today I've made a special sheet for you here where I've included the notes that we've learnt so far, okay? You have your tap notes, and I've also written how long they are. They're worth 1 tap notes. Okay, we've learnt those in the first 2 songs. We've learnt the long note, and this is also attached to your lesson, so you can print this out and keep one for yourself, okay? Long note. But long note is also a 1, 2, 1, 2. Long note, long note. Okay, it's worth 1, 2. Later on, as we get better and better with this note, we won't be calling it long note anymore. We will be counting 1, 2. Okay, but they're both correct as long as you're holding it for the 2 counts, for the 2 beats, for the 2 words, okay? Now, at the top of your page, you have this funny donut-shaped note. Now, this one, it is called a whole note, and it's almost because it's like it's got a hole in the middle, even though we don't spell whole like that. But this one holds for 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a super duper long note, and it's the biggest note that we have in music. And you'll notice that he's the only one that doesn't have a stick. Have you noticed that? When you look at the others, they all have sticks. He has a stick, that one has a stick. Every other note will have a stick, but not the whole note. Okay, and I put the whole note with all the other notes because he already takes up the 4 beats. He never shares a bar with anybody else, okay? So usually he won't share a bar with anybody else. Most of the times he will sit there by himself and take up a whole bar. He is his own bar of chocolate, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. And what will happen is we'll hold and count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Music has a lot of counting in it. So I'd like this to be the first note that we hold it and we count to, because surely you know how to count to 4 by now, right? You've got 5 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So surely we can count to 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So let's see how we go with that. We're going to go practice some of our whole notes on the piano. Okay, so let's find some dogs. Keep it simple today. Finger number 2, and watch. This is what is going to happen with that whole note, that big round note that looks like a donut. It looks like a donut. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you start counting the 1 as soon as you press down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you let go. He's really, really long. It's a very lazy note. He likes to stay there for a long time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what's another one? We can do cats with our thumbs. What number was the thumb? Who remembers? Yes, it's number 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember to count the 1 as soon as it goes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let go. Hold it the whole time. Sometimes on the 1 I say hold, and I'll say hold, 2, 3, 4. It just helps the students remember that they need to hold that note. Hold, 2, 3, 4. So you can say hold as well if it helps you, okay, on the 1. Instead of 1, just say hold. Hold, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. All good. Okay, we're going to do one more because these are so long. Most of my students get bored and they start rolling their eyes at me because they have to hold them so long. Luckily, in your song, there's only 2 of them. So, what I would like you to do is in your books, find these special whole notes that are in the songs, these donut-shaped notes, and put a circle around them so you can see where they are. Also, what I'd like you to do is where those notes are, underneath them, I would like you to draw this. See if I can hold it nice and still for you there. I would like you to draw the 1, 2, 3, 4 underneath it to remind you that you have to count it, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 2 of these in the song. Can you find them? And underneath them, can you write? Or maybe on top. You have to decide where it fits best, okay? Put 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I think for the one in the first line, the counting will look better on the top. Okay, because it's got words in the way to write it underneath. And for the one on the bottom line, you can write it underneath because there's nothing under there. Sometimes we have to work around the words that are in the song. Okay, so let's do just 2 more of the whole notes so we don't get bored. Finger number 3 this time. I'm using the stronger fingers because we have to hold for so long. So on the elephant, you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, hold 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, have fun playing your whole notes. How did you go with the whole note? Wasn't it fun? So whole note is really easy to remember because if you remember that it looks like a donut and it looks like, donuts have a hole in them. So that's pretty easy, isn't it? Donut, whole note. Now remember, we don't need to remember the names of the notes. What's important with your whole note is that when you see this big round note at the end of a song or in the middle even, sometimes they show up anywhere in the song, we have to stop and count 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the longest note that we have in music, okay? The longest. So when you see the big round note, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have to hold it that long. It's a really, really long note. So practice playing your whole notes and practice holding for the whole 4 and don't let go until you hear that 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 and then let go. Good job. You're doing great.